Hi guys, welcome back to Taste with Twist. Today we are making plum cake or Christmas fruit cake. We will not be using any refined flour, refined sugar or alcohol in this recipe. But this plum cake will be very rich and very tasty. Before we get into today's video, please subscribe to my channel if you like this video and let's start baking. First, let's soak our dry fruits. Here I have taken 50 grams of red tutti frutti, 50 grams of raisins, 50 grams of black raisins, 50 grams of chopped dried figs, 50 grams of green tutti frutti or candied papaya, 50 grams of candied cherries, and I am using 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice to soak these dry fruits. Soaked dry fruits are must for plum cakes. I have used the dry fruits that I have at hand. You can even add in some mixed berries and chopped dates as well. Let the dry fruits sit in orange juice for overnight or at least 8 hours. After 8 hours, let's start preparing our cake batter. In a bowl, I have taken 200 grams of softened butter, unsalted butter preferably, and I have taken 200 grams of brown sugar. As I've said, we are not using refined sugar. Beat the butter and sugar with a whisk until the butter turns pale and fluffy. You can use an electric hand mixer to do this. It won't take a lot of time even if you do this by hand, but make sure to beat the butter very well. The process and the measurements are same even if you are using refined sugar in this recipe. But the flavor of brown sugar goes very well with the spices that we use in our plum cakes. Just when the butter turns creamy like this, now is the time to add in our eggs. We will be using 4 large room temperature eggs in this cake. Add 1 egg at a time and mix the egg into the batter very well with a whisk or an electric hand mixer. Only after the first egg is completely mixed into the batter, add in the second egg. Again repeat the process. Mix the egg very well into the batter and then add in the third egg. You can use an electric hand mixer to do this as well. But make sure the egg whites or egg yellows doesn't separate and stay there. They have to be well incorporated into the batter. If the batter is looking like this, it is completely normal. The butter is not separating. It is how the batter is supposed to look. Now add in the final egg or the fourth egg and mix it well into the batter. After mixing the final egg, this looks ready now. Keep this aside. For dry ingredients, here I have 200 grams of whole wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder, 1 teaspoon of clove powder, 1 teaspoon of dried ginger powder, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg powder, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Give this all a good mix. The spice powders is what gives the plum cake its unique taste, so try to include all the spice powders if you can. If you don't have 1 or 2, don't worry. Just adding ginger root powder, cinnamon and cardamom will do as well. So now what I'm doing is I'm combining the dry and wet ingredients. Dunk the flour into the butter and egg mixture and fold the flour into the butter and make egg mixture with a spatula. The batter will be thick and creamy. Now is the time to add in our soaked dry fruits. But before that, let's add in our nuts into the dry fruit mixture. Here I have taken chopped cashew nuts 50 grams, chopped almonds 50 grams and chopped pistachios 50 grams as well. Give this all a good mix. Add the soaked dry fruits and nuts to the cake batter. We do not have to worry about the nuts or dry fruits sinking into the batter. As the batter is very thick, they will stay put where they are. The bowl is very small for me to mix in the dry fruits into the batter, so I am transferring the batter into a larger bowl. Gently give this all a good mix. Our plum cake batter is all ready now. If you think I have gone overboard with dry fruits and nuts, you can always adjust the recipe as per your liking. But the cake batter is ready now. Let's prepare our cake tin. Here I have lined 8-inch circular cake tin with a parchment paper, or you can grease it with some oil or butter. I have lined it with a parchment paper and I am transferring the batter into the cake tin. As the batter is very thick, I am using the spatula to spread the cake batter into the cake tin. After that, tap the cake tin on the countertop twice. Bake this cake in a preheated oven at 160 degrees for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yes, this cake will take a lot of time to bake as we are baking it at low temperature so that we can get a evenly baked cake. After 1 hour 40 minutes, do the toothpick test to check whether the cake is cooked. This looks ready now. Place the cake on a wire stand to let it cool down. After 30 minutes, I am demolding the cake. I am simply tapping the cake on the countertop to release it from the edges. You can even run a knife through the edges to clear the edges of the cake. Demold the cake and just see the magic. Remove the parchment paper and let the cake cool down completely before you flip the cake again. Just look how evenly our cake has baked, and it smells delicious. After letting it cool down completely for 2 hours, you can decorate the cake with some icing or serve it as it is. After all the labor that we have put in baking this cake, we deserve a large slice of this cake for ourselves. And yeah, you can serve it to your family as well, as it is non-alcoholic and completely kid-friendly. Just look at the crumb texture of the cake and you'll have dry fruit and nuts in each bite that you take of this cake. Do try this tasty recipe and let me know how it goes for you. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye!